begin. Nanya spriha raghupate hridaye asmadiye satyam vadami cha bhavan akhilantaratma Bhakti prajacha raghupungava nirbharang me Kamadidosharhitam kurumana sancha. O God, I tell you the truth, I have no other desire. And you being the innermost self of all beings, you know it very well. O God, give me the ardent devotion only and make my mind free from all impurities like passion, etc. Om peace, peace, peace. A very good evening to you all. I am very happy to be present again after nearly more than a month. So our last class, it shows that Bhakti Yoga 17th discourse was held on 15th June, July, August, nearly after 7 weeks now. So again we are come back just to recapitulate a little bit. We are reading from the Bhakti Yoga of Swami Vivekananda, and Swamiji was telling about the Para Bhakti, the supreme devotion. So step by step he was speaking. We have to speak of a preparation to the practice of this Para Bhakti. All such preparations are intended only for the purification of the soul. The repetition of the names, the rituals, the forms and the symbols, all these various things are for the purification of the soul. The greatest purifier among all such things, a purifier without which no one can enter the regions of this higher devotion, Para Bhakti, is renunciation. This frightens many, yet without it there cannot be any spiritual growth. In all our yogas, this renunciation is necessary. This is the stepping stone and the real center and the real heart of all spiritual culture, renunciation. This is religion, renunciation. So the words of Swami Vivekananda, you see that in any yogas we need this practice of renunciation, and that is to be practiced because all these things we do, forms, names, repetition, japa, meditation, all these things we do, it is only to purify rituals so that our mind comes back from the outer world to the object of our devotion, object of our meditation, object of our worship. So, the best purifying agent is nothing else but renunciation. And this, in all our yogas, this renunciation is necessary. But Swamiji makes a point that in all other yogas, it is a kind of compulsion. You have to do this, you have to do this, you cannot do this, you can. But here, in the path of devotion, Bhakti Yoga, when you practice it, this renunciation comes automatically, voluntarily. When mother serves food to her child, does she feel that it is a problem? I am tired, I am being abused, I am working. Mother never thinks how many hours I am preparing. But when you say mother works in a hotel or working in any restaurant, giving food to others or preparing dishes, but then she will see how many hours she is working. And it is a kind of tiring activities. Only I need money and I am selling this, I am doing this, whether I like it or... So in other yogas, whether you like or not like certain things, conditions are there. But in the Bhakti Yoga, simplest thing is that when your mind are gradually purifying, you don't mind renouncing anything. Controlling your senses, automatically it takes place. It is not that you have to exert yourself, you have to fight within yourself. I have to practice, I have not to do this, I have to do this. No, automatically, mother doesn't think when preparing food for the baby or the child, or wife for the husband, father for the child, friend for a friend, out of love. And that love, when it is directed to God, it becomes very pure, and that becomes bhakti. And Swamiji is telling this preparatory renunciation, it comes. So, last we read, Swamiji said, wherever there is any bliss, even though in the most sensual of things, there is a spark. There is a spark of that eternal bliss, which is the Lord Himself. In Jnana Yoga, it is not God, renounce it, is not this, not this, not this. Here, everything is God, everything is God. But for some higher bliss, I am giving up this lower bliss, which doesn't attract anymore. I will quote from the Narada's Bhakti Sutras, very befitting here to quote, how renunciation for a bhakta comes and it takes place automatically in our minds without any almost self-effort. And this eternal bliss is, which is the Lord Himself. Even in the lowest kinds of attraction, there is the germ of divine love. One of the names of the word Lord in Sanskrit is Hari, and this means that He attracts all things to Himself. His is, in fact, the only attraction worthy of human hearts. Who can attract a soul really? Only He, God. Do you think dead matter can truly attract the soul? It never did and never will. When you see a man going after a beautiful face, do you think that it is the handful of arranged material molecules which really attracts the man? Not at all. Behind those material particles, there must be and is the play of divine influence and divine love. The ignorant man doesn't know it, but yet, consciously or unconsciously, he is attracted by it and it alone. So, even the lowest forms of attraction derive their power from God Himself. Only people do not know it. People become attracted to many things, thinking that is an object. But behind every object, it will not have any attraction, any value, any worth, if God's bliss, love is not there. But ordinary people do not know that. They see an object. But a bhakta sees behind or in every object the presence of that Lord. So even the lowest forms of attraction derive their power from God Himself. Quote, none, O beloved, ever loved the husband for the husband's sake. It is the Atman, the Lord, who is within, for whose sake the husband is loved. Loving wives may know this, or they may not. It is true all the same. None, O beloved, ever loved the wife for the wife's sake, but it is the self in the wife that is loved. Unquote. So, up to this we read last time, and it is Swamiji quoted from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this Jaggavalka Maitri Samvada. Why husband feels attracted to wife towards husband, mother to son, son to father, mother, friend to friend. It is not for the attraction of the particular body, which falsely we think it appears to us, to the 99.9999% are amused and under this spell that certain beauty, certain value is attracting me, I feel. It is not that. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad it is said that rasa vaisa, that ultimate reality is the source of all rasa. Rasa means joy, the bliss. Only we mistakenly we attach it, that bliss, to the object. Object doesn't have any bliss. Source of all bliss is that God, that ultimate reality. So, that is the teaching, and we continue. Similarly, no one loves a child or anything else in the world except on account of him who is within. Within means God. The Lord is the great magnet, and we are all like iron filings. We are being constantly attracted by him, and all of us are struggling to reach him. All this struggling of ours is this world. In this world is surely not intended for selfish ends. Fools do not know what they are doing. The work of their life is, after all, to approach the great magnet. All the tremendous struggling and fighting in life is intended to make us go to him, God, ultimately, and be one with him. Knowingly or unknowingly, the whole world is trying to get that bliss, joy. But what is the source of all joy, all bliss? What is that big magnet? It is that God. Only ordinary people do not know it, but a follower of the path of Bhakti, a bhakta, a devotee knows that no, my God is behind everything. Yatra yatra netra pare, tatra tatra Krishna spura. Wherever my eyes go, I do not see a man, I do not see a woman, I do not see a brother, I do not see a sister, I do not see an object of good taste, something beautiful, something tasty. I only see through that presence of that my chosen deity, my God. So, this secret is known by the devotees only. And the Bhakti Yogi, however, knows the meaning of life's struggles. He understands it. He has passed through a long series of these struggles and knows what they mean, and earnestly desires to be free from the friction thereof. He wants to avoid the clash and go direct to the center of all attraction. The great Hari means God, who takes away all of our suffering, who attracts all of us towards him. This is the renunciation of the Bhakta. This mighty attraction in the direction of God makes all other attractions vanish for him. This mighty, infinite love of God which enters his heart leaves no place for any other love to live there. How can it be otherwise? Bhakti fills his heart with the divine waters of the ocean of love, which is God himself. There is no place there for little loves. That is to say, the Bhakta's renunciation is that vairagya, or non-attachment for all things that are not God, which results from anuraga, deep love, intense love, or great attachment to God. Anuraga, great attachment to God. Out of that comes this renunciation of ordinary other things. We always give up something of less value for something of higher value. We don't mind at all. If I have an old car and I get a new car, automatically I don't feel any attraction for it, because I am getting a bigger car, a better car, a new car. My mind likes that. So, but if I am not getting anything, then I have attachment for my old car. No, I will not give it up. But if I get something better, Sri Ramakrishna says, if somebody is drinking water from the gutter, and now he gets purified water coming from the tap supply. Will a fool, anybody, a fool will take any more water from the gutter, or will take the purified better water? So automatically it comes. You don't need to exert yourself, fight within for small renunciation, for possessing the higher value, which is nothing else other than God, which is God and God alone. So, in the Narada's Bhakti Sutra also wonderful mantras are there about this. I read a few, how the devotee automatically gets attracted to give up small things when this bhakti takes place in his life, his or her life. Gradually, this renunciation and self-surrender. Bhakti cannot be used. Sa na kamaya mana nirodha rupatvat. What is this bhakti? Bhakti is paramo prema rupacha, this amrita sarupacha. It is like the nectar. It is those who have generated devotion for God, they know what the devotion is. Love for God is, devotion for God is. It is a special joy. Internally one feels. It cannot be expressed even to those who do not understand. In the Gita, after telling the whole 18th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha asusrusuve bacham na cha yo mang abhasyati. What I have just told you, this 18th chapter Gita, these wonderful things, knowledge, devotion, all the essence of spiritual life, everything I have given to you because you are very ardent devotee to me. Even gods do not know what I have given to you. But you don't share it with those, idam te na tapaskaya, those who do not have tapasya, spiritual practices, austerities, they will not give value. Don't waste your time and energy. They will kick you. They will not believe you, your words. Vishwarup darshan, what is this? So, don't tell him. Na bhakta, don't tell it who are not devotees. One has to be devotee of God, one has to be tapasya, austerities. Nacha asusru, who is not ready to hear. So I am devotee and I have tapasya also, but I am going to catch my flight. If you say, Maharaj, I am chanting Gita, please wait for me. It is God's words. Come. It is nectar. Drink a little, the Gita, the gospel. My mind is, I am not ready now. So don't tell to those, although they are devotees, although they have austerities, they are competent to hear, but not now. So, not ready to listen to it now. Nacha jo mang abhushyati. Never ever tell those who envy me, who are inimical, who do not have devotion for me, who feels I am an enemy. They want to fight with me. God, Asurik, this demoniac natured people, they are like that. They will make friendly with any other asuras, other demoniac natured, but they cannot make friendship with people with divine qualities, good qualities, godly qualities. They hate them. So don't tell them who are not devoted to me, who do not like me, who hate me, who have inborn hatred. Something is wrong in them. They are born with these samskaras. So don't waste your time. So, this wonderful, some example, this Sana Kamaya Mana Nirodha Rupatvat, this Narada's aphorism on bhakti, how through bhakti one gets the perfection and becomes one with God and remains in the state of ever blessedness, ever blissfulness. So, bhakti cannot be used to fulfill any desire, being itself the check to all desire. When somebody generates or grows devotion, bhakti in his or her mind, he never can use, bhakti cannot be used to fulfill any other desire. Oh God, I love you, I am giving you this one apple, you give me 1 million. Oh God, I like this, oh God, I like this. My devotion to God, it becomes a business. So when real devotion generates in our mind, in the bhakta's mind, in the devotee's mind, then this bhakti cannot be used to fulfill any desire, being itself the check to all desire. Rather, oh God, how can I ask? Beautiful story is there. I am reading from Swami Prabhuvanandaji's, this Narada Bhakti Sutra. He has given some example of Sri Ramakrishna's and Swami Vivekananda's, how when mind becomes full of devotion, it becomes free of desires automatically. So it is a practical, it is a fact. We all know this story. So it will help us reinforce our devotion, that automatically we voluntarily we give some small thing in the name of God. We don't mind giving up. We don't feel we are renouncing anything. No, it is a great tapasya I am doing. No, automatically comes. So in this context, bhakti means supreme and intense love for God. When there arises in the heart of a devotee a maddening love for the unchangingly beloved Lord, maddening love for the enchantingly beloved Lord, he no longer has any desire left in him for the objects or pleasures of this universe. When a man finds God, all his desires become fulfilled in him. If you live on the bank of a mighty river, whose water is clear and pure, you do not dig a well to satisfy your thirst. Shankara, great Acharya Shankara says, he describes the bliss of a God-man when a man becomes full of God. What becomes the condition? The ego, and I quote, the ego has disappeared. I have realized my identity with Brahman, and so all my desires have melted away. I have risen above my ignorance and my knowledge of this seeming universe. What is this joy that I feel? Who shall measure it? I know nothing but joy, limitless, unbounded. What a kind of joy, one cannot describe it. Abang manaso gocharam. It is beyond our speech, our senses, that joy one cannot describe. Only one can think of that. When you have samadhi, when you have that completely feeling of oneness, identity with that ultimate reality, when you come down to the normal level, sense level, body level, physical level, and somebody asks, what kind of joy you enjoy? So it is wonderful. I cannot describe it. I cannot compare it with any other joy in this world. By eating, by tasting, by sensing, by hearing, by enjoying throughout these 5 senses of this action and 5 senses of perception, whatever we enjoy, whatever joy we get, these are infinitesimally smaller. It doesn't have any value to that joy of God when one feels one with God. So, Shankara is this. Now, here is an incident from the life of Swami Vivekananda. As I told, we know this story, but I will read it because it will give a very easy understanding of the matter. How, when we become bhakta, how big things we renounce without any great effort, personal endeavor, as it were. So here is an incident in this life when, as a young man, he was still known as Noren. So it illustrates that bhakti itself is the check to all worldly desires. Early in 1884, Noren's father, Vishwanath Datta, was a very wealthy man, rich man, and used to give, donate and gift very generously, died of a heart attack and had been ailing for some time. When the time came to look into Vishwanath's financial affairs, it was found that he had been spending more than he earned and had left nothing but debts. And all his near and dear ones, uncles and others, they cheated and they took away, snatched the properties and other wealth. So Naren set himself to find employment with renewed energy. He got a post in an attorney's office. He translated some books, but these were temporary jobs. They brought no real security to his mother and brothers. So now Naren decided to ask Ramakrishna to pray on his behalf that the family's money troubles might be overcome. Ramakrishna answered that it was for Naren himself to pray. He must forget his earlier scruples, accept the existence of Divine Mother and pray for her help. Till now, Naren used to come to meet with Sri Ramakrishna, sometimes spending the night also there in Dakshineshwar doing japa, meditation, these, that, but not actually entering into the temple of the Divine Mother Kali and having any faith and belief that there can be a form like Mother Kali through which the ultimate reality can appear. So he didn't believe in the Murti Puja and this worship in form. So he believed in God without form, formless aspect of that ultimate reality. So he never believed, he never entered. Now requesting Sri Ramakrishna that you tell your mother is very auspicious and very generous, very loving, very compassionate. My mother is suffering, my brothers, I cannot bear anymore. Will you please tell your mother to make something for my mother? My mother is a very pious one, and my father gave everything in charity. Now we are beggars, we are on streets. Will you please? Master said, yes, you do not believe in my mother. That is the cause of all your suffering. And you go, why I will ask for yourself? You go, mother is your mother. Mother is everyone's mother. Go and ask for yourself. I will not go, you go. So Naren himself to pray. So he must forget his earlier scruples and go and do. So and Sri Ramakrishna said, today is Tuesday. Ramakrishna added, a day specially sacred to Mother. Go to the temple tonight and pray. Mother will grant you whatever you ask for. I promise you that. Go. You did not believe in my mother, never asked, never entered to my mother's temple, never prayed to her. That is, you suffered. However, your mind is changed, my dear, good. Go to my mother and ask, and you will get it. I promise you, today is a very auspicious day. Mangal means auspicious. Mangal means Tuesday, Mangalbar. At 9 o'clock, Ramakrishna sent him to the temple. As Naren was on his way there, a kind of drunkenness possessed him. He was reeling, and when he entered the temple, he saw at once that the Divine Mother was actually alive. Naren, till now, believed that that is a statue of stone, Kali. It is a stone image. Today, he finds that it is not an image. It is something alive. Naren was overwhelmed and prostrated himself again and again. Never he did for the last 4 years. Coming to Sri Ramakrishna, to the same campus, say, coming to this ashram, it is a big campus, Dakshineshwar Kali Temple Garden campus, entering to Sri Ramakrishna's room, but not going to that room, which is Kali worships, Kali's room, image is there. Today his first time entering and seeing that, oh God, and prostrated himself first time, and Naren was overwhelmed. Again and again prostrating her in her shrine, before her shrine, exclaiming, Mother, grant me discrimination, grant me detachment, Vivek dao, Vairagya dao, Gyan dao, Bhakti dao in Bengali. So in English it is, Mother, grant me discrimination, grant me detachment, grant me divine knowledge and divine devotion. Grant me that I may see you without obstruction always. Who never saw the face of Mother Kali, now after seeing that living presence, it is no more a murti, it is a living presence, it is something luminous. Never ever he had such vision, and now he is completely overwhelmed, lost his control over his mind, and forgot What to ask for anything worldly that my father is passed away and my mother is on the streets with the small kids. Being the eldest son in the family, I cannot do anything. Please help my mother. My mother is a pious lady. She worshipped Shiva so many times, so many years, So do something for my mother. He forgot about his mother, suffering mother, brother, sister, everything, anything worldly, his own physical. Oh, mother, remain ever present before me and grant me the detachment, renunciation, supreme knowledge, supreme devotion. So, something possessed, and he was possessed of something and praying for all these things. His heart was filled with peace. The universe completely disappeared from his consciousness and mother alone remained. That was the condition of Swami Vivekananda, who was an open sword, Holy Mother said, who is ready to face the whole challenges of the whole world. One-man army, a sword out of its sheath, its cover. So, when Naren came back from the temple, Ramakrishna asked him if he had prayed for the relief of his family's wants. Naren was taken aback. He had forgotten to do so. Ramakrishna told him to return quickly and make the prayer. Naren obeyed, but again he became drunk with bliss, forgot his intention and prayed only for detachment, devotion and knowledge. As before. Silly boy, Sri Ramakrishna said, when he returned and confessed this. Could not you control yourself a little and remember that prayer? Go back again and tell mother what you want. Be quick, go. This time Naren's experience was different. He did not forget the prayer. But when he came for the third time before the shrine, he felt a sense of deep shame. What he had been about to ask seemed miserably trivial and unworthy. It was, he said later, like being graciously received by a king and then asking for gourds and pumpkins. King has made friendship, lovingly called me, come, what you want? And now, meeting with the king in his presence, who can give me anything and everything, the whole kingdom. It is like asking for pumpkins and gourds, like that. So he could not ask for anything. So once more, he asked only for the detachment, devotion, knowledge, supreme devotion, supreme knowledge, renunciation, detachment. Ramakrishna, however, blessed Naren's family, saying, they will never lack plain food and clothing. This is a fact. Within the experience of any spiritual aspirant, as he comes nearer to God, his heart is so filled with love and devotion that there is no room for any other desire. There is a song of Ramprasad which says that even to gain the position of an Indra is the Devaraja, the leader of all gods is Indra, Devaraj, king of gods, so leader of gods. So, Indra, even a position of Indra, the king of gods, seems as nothing to one on whom the Divine Mother has cast her gracious glance. When Divine Mother's gracious glance is on me, even somebody offers me that post of Indra, the king of gods, I do not feel any attraction for that even. So devotion is such. When Parabhakti, that supreme devotion comes, enters in our mind, generates in our mind, we become completely a changed man. Nothing worldly we can ask for. Because I know whatever I like, everything is there. When there is the story in the Gospel, Master quoted that song, that yes, now Mandodari is a wife of Ravana. When Hanumanji took away the secret weapon through which this arrow, Ravan could be killed, then Mandodari found that, oh God, This monkey is taking a, then he's telling, oh my dear Hanuman, come, I will give you this fruit, I will give you that fruit, bananas are here, these fruits are here, please come, oh Hanuman, oh Hanuman. Hanuman is telling, oh my dear, what fruit you will give? I live with Ramchandraji, live at the feet of Ramchandra, where dharma, artha, kama, moksha, whatever desire is there, all fulfillment, kalpataru, it is the all-fulfilling tree. Whatever my mind wants, I get it there. Even mukti, liberation, what ordinary fruit I will do, I have the great fruits already achieved, accomplished from Ramchandraji. I live at his feet. What this fruit, you keep it with you. I don't. So, this kind of mental alertness, consciousness, consciously you understand discrimination. These are all ordinary things. When my mother I have got, I don't want any other, whether it is a royal bed or any other. My mother's lap is the best place for a baby. So for devotees also, the feet of this glance of the gracious presence of that ultimate reality, my object of worship, my chosen deity, my God is my divine mother, or whatever form I like, be it a male God, be it a female God, that is not the question. My chosen ideal, when I feel its presence, what else can I ask for? So automatically this desire goes, my senses controlled. It doesn't like to enjoy any other thing other than the presence and nectar of this mother's beauty, mother's word, mother's everything. I don't like to meditate upon any other form. I don't like to hear any other words other than mother's words. So when we become devotee, everything becomes purified, divinized. So the story is there. Just ahead. So another mantra is there in this Bhakti Yoga, Narada's Bhakti Sutra. I read very quickly, then we again go to our main text. Nirodhastu, number 8 mantra is Nirodhastu loko veda vyaparanyasa, meaning renunciation means dedication of all activities, secular as well as sacred, to God. For a devotee, renunciation is not something hardship, something you have to practice forcefully, compulsion. No, you are compelled to do it. No. Your mind wants to enjoy something, but you cannot enjoy because there is a prohibition. It is not there. My mind does not like to enjoy that thing. I am happy with my God, with my mother, with my object of meditation, worship, my object of love, my everything, my beloved, my God, my mother, my father. So, this renunciation in the devotee's mind, automatically it comes, and it is a kind of dedication of all activities to the secular as well as sacred. That I am, oh mother, today I have done japam 100,000 times. Oh mother, you should be blissful to me, you should be gracious to me. I know, there is no condition. Automatically, whole day I did 100,000 japam. Why? Because I could not help. Mother thinks of the baby because mother knows baby is alone at the bed. I am preparing food, but mother's mind is there. Any sound, small sound, mother will run to go and see. And in between also, mind is always preparing food, going to see. Ah, what a joy to see, for a mother, to see the face of the baby. Again and again. Same baby, what is there? Others will not feel that attraction. The maid servant will not feel that attraction as mother is feeling, oh, half an hour I have not seen my baby. Let me go and see a little. Preparing food, but talking also to the baby. Baby is here in the, what do you call that, hanging. No, here, a small baby. It is, you rock that, some kind of. Safely it is kept secured so that it doesn't fall. But mother is doing sometimes rocking, sometimes talking. So And it is so joy for the mother. So for a devotee also, when in the name of God, devotee sacrifices something, gives up something, he or she doesn't feel that I am renouncing. It's the great austerity I am doing. It automatically comes. But for other yogas, no, I am doing this karma, I have to offer all these things to the feet of, I have to be without any desire for the fruit, because otherwise it will not be yoga. This is the instruction. It is no more instruction, it is self-imposed renunciation. Others are prohibition from outside. No, you are a monk, you will not see this thing, you will not see this. So these are in the beginning. But when your mind is mature, already established in purity, your mind is pure, who cares what you are seeing, what you are not seeing, what is coming in your eyes, what is entering into your ears, what you are eating, what you are not. In the beginning, no, don't eat these things. This may instigate your, irritate your body, mind, so it may have its impact, bad impact. Avoid this food, avoid this sin, avoid this. But when you are completely absorbed in God and God alone, and you do not listen to any other sound, all sounds become God's words. All food you take, it becomes prasad. All faces become the presence of that Divine Mother. You don't find anything secular and there is any difference and spiritual. Everything is spiritualized, divinized. So, this renunciation means dedication of all activities secular as well as sacred to God. So, another next one mantra is there. Tasmin anannata tad virodhishu udasinata. A bhakta's renunciation means that his whole soul goes toward God, and whatever militates against love for God, he rejects. A bhakta's renunciation means that his whole soul goes toward God, and whatever militates against love for God, he rejects. He cannot withstand. Oh, you are not talking of God. Sri Ramakrishna went to, from Dakshineshwar, he was taken to Benaras, Kashi. Mathur Babu took, and Mathur Babu was one, another Jamindar, king-like friend. He had a big palatial house there. So master is going. So Mathur Babu made all nice arrangement there. So master should not have any anything, any trouble, any discomfort. Master should not feel uncomfortable. But that friend and Mathur Babu started talking about the worldly property. Oh, what about your that estate? What about your that? How much you have interest? How much you have got profit? This. And master was shedding tears and telling, oh my mother, why have you brought me to Kashi, Benaras? Have I come here to listen to this worldly conversation? Oh mother, then why did you bring me from Calcutta, Dakshineshwar to Kashi, Benaras? Have I come here to listen to this conversation? Master did not tell them anything. Master is telling, mother, where have you brought me, my dear? Why have you brought me here? Have you brought me here to listen to these worldly discussions about estates and money and profit and love and krati, or loss and profit? Then they became very ashamed of what they are doing in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna, whose mind is on the Dakshineshwar Kali temple. Mathur Babu's mother-in-law, who was the founder of this, builder of this temple and other things, Rani Rashmani. Rani means queen. She was given comfort that Queen Rani, this, what do you call, this title. Title Rani, Queen. Government has given that she is so generous, so much properties on it. So that lady came and requested, Baba, my dear master, let us go to the temple. You sing some bhajan to my mother. Master said, oh, let us go. So after going to the temple, master started singing bhajan too. And Rani Rashmani started thinking of the Divine Mother in the beginning, but in between suddenly flashed in her mind some estate problem. Some litigation was going on, and she was thinking what will happen, what will be the fate of that property. So she forgot what master was singing, and she was thinking. The master came and slapped on her cheek and said, "Oh God, you requested me to sing bhajans to Mother. You are interested. Now after coming here, I am singing on Mother's name, Mother's glory, Mother's name I am chanting. And I was in my room, you called me. And now, in presence of Mother, you are thinking of, yes, Krishna knows whatever is everyone's mind. God knows everything. Just now I chanted, you being the innermost cell of every being, each and everyone, you know what is going on in our mind. Don't try to be over smart with God. God knows everything. Why do you try to show something what actually you are not? Rather you shed tears, surrender, confess that I do not. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, Hanumanji is telling, I do not have devotion. See that my mind is pure. And we people, oh God, you know, I love you so much. God knows how much I love God and how much I love the world and worldly enjoyment. So don't be over smart with God. God knows our everything. Be humble, be surrendering, be devoted, be simple and straightforward. Oh God, I know there are so many crookedness and other bad things. It flashes in my mind. So forgive me. See that my mind is pure. See that only devotion is there. No other desire is there. Oh God, oh God. Sri Ramakrishna is like, oh my Mother, I am so simple. I am so naive. I do not have devotion. I do not have knowledge. I do not have any competence. I am not. I know. I am not competent to have your darshan. But you are so gracious. You know I love you. You know that. I do not have anybody in this world to depend on other than you, oh my Mother. So see that, hey, I get you. I have full faith, full love for you, and you are always in my vision. Oh Mother, don't play with me. I am your child. I do not have any other thing. I do not know any other way how to make you propitious and happy and have your darshan. I have only this simple love for you, you know. So, this is the condition of the devotee. Bhakta's renunciation means that his whole soul goes toward God, and whatever militates against love of God, he rejects. Sri Ramakrishna cannot sit there. Anybody, devotees, those who will find that other people are discussing other than God, immediately those whose mind is pure, because others are your friend, you don't like to irritate them, you don't like to scold them and show that, hey, you are not devotees, I am pure-minded. I cannot. You just simply leave the place and have your peace of mind, because you understand these people cannot speak of God always. They are happy with the worldly talk, let them be. So, but let me see my God in my heart. So, another mantra is there. Annasrayanam tyagaha anannatam. Whole soul devotion means giving up every other refuge and taking refuge in God and God alone. So when an ordinary person gradually becomes a devotee and feel that love, that devotion for God, gradually this kind of purification, sublimation of thoughts, energy, idea, time, everything, words, nothing they misuse and abuse. They make everything one-pointed towards God and God alone. And that they are not enjoying other things, they don't mind it. Because there is no attraction for other things other than godliness, other than God. They don't find any merit, any substance in any other thing which is not related with God. So, Annasrayanang, they don't have any other refuge. They give up any other thing. Whole soul devotion, in whose mind this parabhakti, supreme devotion is taking place, peeping, coming, feeling that of presence of occurrence of this bhakti devotion, then automatically that devotion giving up every other refuge and taking refuge in God and God. And many people say, oh, it has happened. Go to the police, do that. Oh, he has misbehaved with you. You complain it to these others. Real devotees never ever say anything against anybody. In America, when Swami Vivekananda was misbehaved by some people in the hotel, someone said something, get out, we don't serve any nigger. So Swamiji was not a nigger in that sense, in those days what it meant. But Swamiji was sent out and did not have any food and said, I didn't. I said, why you are supposed to eat in the hotel? Well, these hotel people threw me out. They said, get out. They showed me the door. They said, well, why didn't you tell me you are not a nigger? Swamiji said, Vivekananda is not born for that. To get honor at the cost of anybody else. I am not a nigger means nigger is inferior, I am his superior. Vivekananda is not born of that. Never ever to make anyone, belittle anyone, make anyone smaller, inferior. No, everywhere the presence of God and God alone. So that comes a kind of wonderful satisfaction and strength, that not finding fault with others. Although somebody scolded, hey, you man, what you know? Do you know who am I? Not saying that. Swamiji was coming with his Western devotees, and he was in Cairo and some other places in the Middle East, and somebody came and said, oh, Acha, you are, you look like my countryman. So came and hugged Swamiji. A street cigarette sellers, pan seller, some on the street vendor. Swamiji also gave a hug. So other people are telling, oh God, world famous Swami Vivekananda, even kings and queens stand in row to meet him, have a hug. And this man, poor fellow, did not. So somebody wrote very bad things in paper about Swamiji, and devotees said, it is in the newspaper. Some missionaries, bad missionaries, and some people came from India also, Brahmo Samaj followers and Theosophical Society people. They found that, oh God, the whole world is running after Vivekananda. They were not having, as they thought of, their due, that we also should have some respect. Other people found, when Vivekananda is there, who will go to listen to your words? Oh, damn. So these people became furious and very jealous of Vivekananda and conspired, and there was conspiracy trying to treason, this, that, kill Vivekananda, poisoning, so many heckling, this, that, so many things. And somebody said, this all false things, assassinating your character, it is, somebody has written in the paper, you write that these are all false. Vivekananda is not born for that. They have done, let them do. Truth is truth. If I am 6 feet tall, if you tell you are 4 feet, I don't become. If I am honest, if you say you are dishonest, I don't become dishonest. And if I am really dishonest and you call me honest, I don't become honest. So these are great experiences, feeling, not depending on God, on the world for anything, depending on God and God alone. So they don't take refuge. Every other refuge they give up, only taking refuge in God and God alone. No president, no prime minister, no general, no this politician, no that politician. No. If God wishes, when somebody in Calcutta, one Brahmo Samaj leader, Keshav Chandra Sen, very powerful and famous man and erudite scholar and very respected one, honored one. He was writing in his 2 papers, Modern Review and another Patrika, two Indian Mirror and Modern Devotee, two papers he used to edit, and he wrote this, Sri Ramakrishna is this, all. Then one day he came to meet and Master said, "Oh, my dear Keshav, what are you writing about this in your paper? Can you glorify something if Mother does not want that? And if something is really here, if Mother is here working through this body, do you think your writing advertisement will only bring people?" Completely unaware, no taste. We become, oh, you have written something for me. Oh, where is the photo? What is this? Oh, I am such a great scholar. I am so beautiful. I am so erudite scholar. I have so achievement. This. Oh, I may not show that expression. I have to control myself. But internally I am feeling happy. Aha, what a joy. People are recognizing me. But when really you become God-dependent, the Shankaracharya said, it is there. Pratishtha Shukari Brishta. Shukari means female pig, and Brishta means this, it's night soil. It is like that. So disgusting to a person, to a man or woman of God. They don't have any value of all these things. You people telling, all right, good. But that is also good, that you recognize goodness. In this Kali Yuga, people even do not recognize goodness in others. Holy people are not respected, that they should be followed. Oh, you are a holy man, you are a holy lady, you are a good man. Yes, whatever you say, I will follow. Seniors are not respected. Father, mother, teacher, seniors, grandparents, they are not given due respect to them. The world is like that. So from that sense of point of view, it is good that yes, at least now you will not do anything wrong, because already by God's grace and through your karma, good karmas in past life and in this life, now you have started recognizing discrimination, what is good and bad. When you recognize something good, who is really good, honesty in honest people, goodness in good people, then it is good that you are on the right track. Most people, they giving value to valueless things and no value to valuable things. That is the problem, they suffer. And the cause of the whole world suffering is like this. So, in this way, when devotion, this para-bhakti gradually comes in our mind becomes Godward, it goes towards God, and anything in the name of God we can give up. We don't feel that we are doing great austerities, I am sitting whole day, these only to, no, automatically through love of God, devotion to God, all these so-called austerities, tapasya, renunciation, sacrifice, it's automatically happening and bringing a joy. When you do some work for the puja, you are gungun, you are singing within yourself and you are preparing the garland, you are picking some flowers, you are cooking the food you don't feel, it is so heat, so many other people they could cook the food. It is no more food, it is no more cooking, it is worship to you. And it is oh God, my God will eat. Will be offered to my God. So you feel automatically that energy, that joy in your mind, that you don't feel you are doing hard work. Rather you feel that, oh God, what a joy in doing all these things. Rather, if you are not given that word, no, why I will not? I will cook myself. No, I will do this. I will prepare the garland. I will do this. I will do the puja. I will do fasting. We keep. We joyfully we do. Oh, what a problem! I cannot eat today because puja is there. I am fasting. Oh, it is not that. Happily we do it because love for God is there. So We go ahead. This is the ideal preparation for the attainment of the supreme bhakti. When this renunciation comes, the gate opens for the soul to pass through and reach the lofty regions of supreme devotion or para-bhakti. Then it is that we begin to understand what para-bhakti is. And the man who has entered into the inner shrine of the para-bhakti alone has the right to say that all forms and symbols are useless to him as aids to religious realization. He alone has attained that supreme state of love commonly called the brotherhood of man. The rest only talk. He sees no distinctions. The mighty ocean of love has entered into him, and he sees not man in man, but beholds his beloved, B capital. He is his beloved God everywhere. Through every face shines to him his Hari. The light in the sun or the moon is all his manifestation. Whenever there is beauty or sublimity, to him it is all his capital. Such bhaktas are still living. The world is never without them. Such, though bitten by a serpent, only say that a messenger came to them from their beloved God. Snake has bitten and they say, what happened? No, my beloved has sent messenger to go back to him. They embrace the death, job death, lovingly, not feeling it is something very troublesome. No, suffering. Miserable, no. Anything and everything they accept as the blessing of God. Holy Mother said, my dear child, in Bengali she said, and then I translate, Dukkho Bhagavanir Dayar Dan. Dukkho means misery, suffering. My dear child, suffering, misery in this life we suffer. Don't think that it is something bad. It is Bhagavanir, God's Dayar Dan, gift out of his compassion. Through suffering only we become more and more purified, and our mind turns to God more and more intensely, and we learn how to love God, depend on God, take refuge in God. So suffering is not bad for us. Rather, through a little suffering, our mind, which was running after the worldly enjoyment, turns towards God, turns inward from out. So it is helping me towards my life, spiritual life, for the good of my spiritual life, saving me actually. Otherwise again one life I have to be born and have to suffer. Rather, in this life, if my mind comes inward, then in this life itself I can have that supreme devotion, supreme knowledge, liberation, freedom, and can achieve the goal of human life, what is always ever blissful, joyful. So, Swamiji is telling, such bhaktas are still living. The world is never without senses. Such devotees can say, even bitten by a serpent, they say that the messenger has come from my beloved. Such men alone have the right to talk of universal brotherhood. They feel no resentment. Their minds never react in the form of hatred or jealousy. The external, the sensuous has vanished from them forever. How can they be angry when through their love they are always able to see the reality behind the sins, reality capital, the ultimate reality behind the sins. Wherever my eyes go, I see the presence of that divine. How can I have any hatred, any jealousy, any ill feeling, anything evil in my mind if I find the presence of that ultimate reality whom I am worshipping in a form? I feel my Ishta, that form is present in everyone. So it is nice to read this Bhakti Yoga. We will continue. Today we stop here. Any question? Today, what is the date? 10th.
Today we don't have a microphone because of the batteries are in Swami Mahayogananda's room. So you can...
I think that Bhakti devotion seems to bring more of a focus on the personal part of the matter.
A bit louder, my dear.
It seems like devotion and the act of devotion as worship brings more of the personal God in your life on a daily basis, as opposed to just the impersonal God, Brahman. It seems to bring, the idea of bringing the Holy Mother.
What I'm telling, don't confuse Brahman, this, that. Ultimate reality is one. When we worship it in a form, it is God, it is personal God. It is path of devotion. When you worship that ultimate reality without any form, without anything, unmanifested, next chapter Swamiji is telling, that is very painful for ordinary people who have the feeling of body. Those who have by many births in earlier have already achieved this condition of bodilessness. I don't feel I have body. My indriyas, my senses never attract me for anything. I don't get any joy. If somebody puts salt in your tongue, you understand it is salty. If it is somebody puts sugar in it, you understand it is sugar, sweet. So long body consciousness is there, devotion is the best path, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. And I quote Sri Ramakrishna, the best path to union with God is to follow the way of divine love as taught by Narada. Think of God. Narada, divine path means this is Narada. Think of God. Take name of God. Meditate on God. Depend on God. Love God. Give up all other things. God is there. Know that He or she, as who, whatever personal God you are in, is there to protect you. And he or she, whatever you think of, is the mother and father, creator, preserver, destroyer of everything. Why you are thinking? You are a raindrop falling on the ocean. Are you mightier than the ocean? If you enter into ocean, do you lose yourself, your identity, or you become ocean? You become ocean. Why you are thinking of your own identity? I am. Who am I? You just merge your small ego with that. It is. So, ultimate, final, supreme knowledge and supreme devotion, actually, those who have realized, they say there is no, it is only philosophically they will establish something. But when you have got that ultimate understanding of that, knowledge of that, you feel the presence of that everywhere. You cannot be full of hatred and jealousy or ill feeling towards anything, because you feel the presence of that without form. It is within, without. A devotee also find with form. God there, God here. So why there is a fight unnecessarily? And both are happy in that state that Shankaracharya is describing, that he or she feels that, yes, it is all bliss and bliss. Shankaracharya says, the ego has disappeared. I have realized my identity with Brahman, and so all my desires have melted away. I have risen above my ignorance and my knowledge of this seeming universe. What is this joy that I feel? I cannot measure it. Who shall measure it? I know nothing but joy, and joy, limitless, unbounded. This devotee's condition and the Jnani's condition, both are the same. In the next chapter, Swamiji is coming there. Then it's telling in the Gita, you will start. There Swamiji is telling this, combining both, harmonizing Jnana and Bhakti, supreme knowledge and supreme devotion, how one gets the same kind of blissfulness, joyfulness, peace, happiness, happy within himself. So,
there's an online question.
Yes.
To have devotion towards Sri Ramakrishna, but not Mother Goddess. Why so?
Unable to get devotion for Sri Ramakrishna, but
I'm able to have devotion towards Sri Ramakrishna, but not Mother. Why so?
So means for mother, he or she has love, devotion.
He or she has love for Sri Ramakrishna, but not for mother.
Unable to love Sri Ramakrishna, you are giving...
The other way.
He or she has love for mother, not for Sri Ramakrishna.
For Sri Ramakrishna, but not for mother.
Huh? Not mother, or has difficulty with giving...
Mother means Holy Mother Sharada Devi.
It's not clear, but it says mother.
So whatever, today it is like that. When I am in class 5, suppose I do not understand multiplication or division, many things. I do not, higher mathematics I don't understand. But when I will go to the college, university level, automatically those things I will understand. So wait, why you are losing your heart? If you are really devotee of Master, why don't you pray to Master? The Master, I have love for you, but I don't feel any love for Mother. Do you think Master and Mother are separate? And if you really, if you have genuine love, or you claim that I have love and devotion for Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna said he and she and myself are identical. How can you go away against Sri Ramakrishna's utterings? She is Sarada, Saraswati, she is my Shakti. Is she an ordinary woman? She is Ganadaini. So why you will not feel? Today you are not feeling, tomorrow you will feel. Now you may not feel that Rama and Krishna both are identical. Shiva and Rama, Shiva and Vishnu are identical. You love Master, that is good. What is wrong in that? That you have to love Mother also. One day you will find the presence of Mother in Sri Ramakrishna. Mother is not devoid of Ramakrishna, and Ramakrishna also is not devoid of Mother. As fire is not devoid of its power to burn, and this burning power also is not devoid of its fire. Okay, thank you. So, Om Shanti 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 Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.